I was supposed to be waiting till past, but I might as well do it now. The chat's going off, so I thought, let's start just as well. Let's have a little look here. So what was that I was just reading about then? Fair play, Mark. That's hellish good. I had a good day. That's the whole point I wanted to do this live, was 100% because of the day that I had yesterday. But I'll wait till some more people are in here. But I had a very similar day. But field crafted camo angling coach. That's 100% stuff that's happening for me in the future. At the moment, I'm still working on all of that. I'm trying to figure out how to go about recording it and how to format the actual videos. But I have been trying, and I've been reading a lot of Matt Manning's book, trying to get myself. I'm not very good at fieldcraft. I get very impatient. I think I've been sat there for 3.5 hours waiting patiently, and it's been about 25 minutes. I get up and move, and I definitely need to work on that. 2 seconds. Just texting Jet now. She's moderating, double checking that everything's working. Is that working, Jet? Yeah, she's alright. Yeah, all good, right. I've heard good things about that Reximex Lyra and the Lyra K. I've heard some good things about them. Dark Horse Garage, hello mate. How's it going? I've had some good chats. Lyra and Lyra K, I've heard good things about both of those. Even a Jet, we're still waiting for Mush. I'm back now, mate. I'm here now. I was supposed to be waiting until past, but I set it to the open screen so that everyone could start commenting, and then I saw the chat was going off, so I thought I'd better just jump on now. I don't want to get too far behind. I got too far behind last time, and I'm trying to keep an eye on it. But I had such a good day yesterday. It was one of those. New things have happened, like not far from me, and then other new things. It was just really, really good. One of the like the stuff of dreams sort of situation. I'll give you a little hint. Hang on. I'll give you a little hint. Give me 2 seconds. Right. This is a little preview as to what went on last night. Bear with. Oh, perhaps not. If I could get it to work. No, I can't get it working. I'll show you in a bit. But yeah, I had some pretty cool stuff happening yesterday. I was very happy with it. So what else has happened? Sat in my allotment. Oh, yeah, but that's good though, isn't it? Fair play to you, Mark. Mark 1. Fair play to you, Chris. Sorry. That's the best way to spend evenings like this. I like it when it's dry. It's been sunny all day, but it's fresh and cold. It's my favourite weather. My HW100 loves those FX, but yeah, I was really surprised by him because Adam Cole actually said about him in the past, but I've been stuck with either the JSB or the H&N. I've not really ventured too far out of that because there's not a lot. You know, I don't order stuff online. I don't order. I get as much as I can from the shop, so it's really what they've got in. Toby James, keep going, mate. Honestly, it's awesome. It's been a huge thing for me, massive. And yesterday just sort of bolstered in why I do it. It was unbelievable. Funny you should say that about your Lyra K, Mark, because that's pretty much what my Crow was doing, funnily enough. When I got my Crow, it had paperwork. I've said about this before, and it really annoyed me because I got the paperwork with the gun, and it said 11.3, and it was like a whole chronograph sheet. So I just took that as gospel. Definitely wasn't true. So I shot a squirrel out of a tree, took it out of a tree, massive thump. I knew I'd hit it. When I went to pick it up, it was just looking at me all dazed and angry. So I shot it point blank and took it home, and the dog eats them. So I took it apart, butchered it up. There was only one pellet, and that was the one that I'd killed it with. And so I chronoed the gun, and it was at 9 foot-pound, 9 point something foot-pound. I was livid. It was fine for rats, but nothing else really. Aren't rebranded? I don't know about that. I don't know about that. 4.52 head size. That seems to be the going size for mine. Seems to like them quite a bit. Always managed to knock a couple of HFT targets down to 5. I wanted to talk about HFT. That's one of the things I'm talking about today. It was, honestly, yesterday blew my absolute mind. Blew my tiny mind. Oh. Well, there's a little hint as to what went on last night there. I don't know if you can see that very clearly at the moment. I don't know if that's actually showing up for you or not. But could you see that? Hello, Portugal. How are you? Nice to meet you, Phil. It's funny you should say that, because I've been watching the Rat Buster, and he was using the JSB Hades quite a lot, and I tried them yesterday in the thing that I'm going to talk about, and actually they weren't as good. I found when I first started shooting, it was only a year ago, so in that there's a massive difference in just a year in the quality of the Hades, especially because they were great. Up to about 30-35 meters, they were fantastic. But last night I couldn't. They just weren't that good. Listening. Hello, mate. Everyone say hello to Martin. He's feeling better now. He's gonna go get his ice cream. Are you getting ice cream, by the way, Martin? I sent you that video, by the way. I had to screen record it in the end because it's like, I don't know why, but I can't get things from my iPhone onto my computer very well. It's a pain in the backside. Yeah, just a few. I'm going to do it again. I'm going to show you again. Look at that. Honestly, right, so when I got there, look at that. I'm going to show you again in a bit, but look at it. Look at the state of it. I know not everybody's into pest control videos, so I won't show too much, but oh my days, I'm going to talk about it in a bit. Yeah, machine guns and Molotov cocktails, and need all that. The thing is, the JSBs for me have always been a go-to. They've always been okay, but I found yesterday those FX pellets. If you watched my video last week when I was, or the comparison video between the HW100 and the S510, somebody commented saying that the groups weren't very good. I appreciated that feedback because I agreed. I completely agreed. But I am still a novice, so I'm still trying to get my head around bits and pieces. But the FX, those FX, they were just like a level above. I don't know how to explain it. Excuse me. Ben and Jerry's joining. I knew it. I knew it. Are you a cookie dough kind of guy though? I don't reckon. I reckon you're more of that the fish thing. Have a look. The TDR. Have a look on Celtic Gun's website. I'm not 100% sure, but I know that he did have a S. It might have been a S410 TDR. I'm sure he did. I think Bryn had one. Yeah. Well, this is what I want. It was Rat Central, Paul. You're absolutely right. And I genuinely, that's why I did this live. I wasn't going to do a live this week because and I wanted to talk about the videos coming out tomorrow as well. But honestly, it was I'll wait for a second and I'll talk about it. I'll get the cue from Jet that everything's ready to go, and I'll fill you all in. The 18 grain dead centers. I've heard a lot about dead centers, and I can't wait to try them. To be honest, I can't wait to try them. Adam Cole has been doing some testing on his guns because he very recently, something we're going to touch on quite a lot in a couple of videos. I'm not trying to put the scare into people either, don't worry about it. But he very recently bought a gun off somebody who actually shoots in competition. He was, a proper shooter, and when he got it back, he chronoed it, and it was quite far over. So he's had to do some work on it to get it put right. And he was doing some testing with pellets, and he found that I don't know if it's it was probably common knowledge for everyone else, but it sort of intrigued me a little bit because when he did those tests, he found that it got to a certain point and the foot poundage went up with weight, but then it got to a certain point and it actually came down as the weight got heavier, which makes sense, I suppose. Like there's a peak, sort of, I think he said it was about 10.34, something like that, or 10.5, something like that, but it sort of got to, the foot poundage crept up with the weight of the pellet, and then it got to a certain foot poundage and started coming actually back down again. So I'm interested to see what the 18 grain do, because I've never fired. Have I fired? No, that I'm probably talking out my ass now, because that 18 grain's probably a point. Is that a 2-2? That would make sense then. I was just thinking, because I've been shooting so many 177s lately, I was thinking 18 grain sounds like a lot for a 177, but yeah, that would make sense. Back to the... Steve, yeah, he is Stephen. Yeah, he's good people, Bryn. He's always got a fair selection there as well. I've brought water with me this time, because last time I started getting parched and feeling a little bit peaky, so I've made sure that I doubled down on the water today. If I've missed any chat, by the way, I do apologise. I'm not the best or speediest at reading. Rifle RTX heavies. See, the heavies, with what went on yesterday, well, you can probably see what went on yesterday, but the day started very differently. Bear with me 2 seconds. Hello, Mick. Mick, massive respect to Mick. I'm not going to show you. Mick gave me a very generous gift. It was some night vision, which was great, absolutely brilliant, very nice of him. But the scope that he sent is actually a scope that I've been looking for, trying to get my hands on. But I'm going to talk about that in a video at some point. So it's good to have you in, Mick. Chat delay, it's not your fault. Oh. So there's a chat delay, it's not my fault. Right, I want to screenshot, and anybody can see that, can screenshot that. That's Jet saying that something isn't my fault. Jet said something isn't my fault. It's almost like hitting a bullseye. Oi, oi, Shafe. How's it going? I'm writing the edge, shooting 844s, 11.5. I need a special screwdriver. While we were talking about that, actually, touching on that very briefly, what Adz Coles was saying about his gun, it got me thinking. So I tested a few of mine, and my actual HW 100, when you put a heavier pellet in, did actually go just over. It's only 12.2. Luckily, it was just a case of taking the stock off, taking a plate off the back, undoing the grub screw and twisting it back a little bit. But I have managed to get it down now, and I used it last night, and at the moment it's about 11 foot-pound, and it worked perfectly, which again is another thing I wanted to talk about in this video, because I've noticed I'm looking very pastel. I'm looking very Nickelodeon here, aren't I, with the color coordination. Definitely. How's it going, Paul? Right? What type? Well, what type slow down? Yeah, I need it in like big. I need it in A4 size. I need it to run across the screen like that, or to have one of them things in my ear that tells me what it all says. I know. I'd show the chat, Mick. I really would. It's an Optizan, what he gave me, and although the night vision's brilliant, don't get me wrong, but that Optizan scope is phenomenal. It's a really, really good scope, and I couldn't be more grateful. And I actually, because I'm looking at scopes I can afford, I've got a massive collection of scopes. I'm big into them at the moment. I'll be doing some more videos about scopes, because there's a lot to them, and I don't want to say the wrong thing about them, because I am still a very enthusiastic novice, but I am still a novice, so I'm learning. So when I start to learn a bit more actively, I'll do some more stuff with scopes. But that Optizan was something that somebody told me. Actually, it was Adam Cole who told me that Optizan make really good scopes, really good glass and all that. And so I was looking at one that I could get hold of second hand, and Mick he said, I've got a gift for you. He said, I'd like to send you something. And don't get me wrong, I was really grateful for the night vision that he sent. It was Night Sight, I think it was. But that Optizan scope, I was buzzing. But there will be a video with that in, so I won't talk about it too much. What's this? Cheers, Adz. Right, Walnut Steel. Hello, mate. How's it going? Paul, good luck. Enjoy the lives. Thank you very much. I appreciate that, Paul. I'm having a whale of a time, and yesterday it might have peaked. It's never lost. I say it all the time, but it's never lost on me how lucky I am to be able to do the things that I do, and it's really good. Is it really? I really like this t-shirt. It's Real Tree Fishing t-shirt. It was I've never really seen it. I like the Real Tree gear, and this was a Real Tree Fishing one, and it came up on a auction site. So I thought, and it wasn't even eBay, but I said last chat that it's on a cheap wolf. The same bad light. Oh, okay. I've got a wolf, but I haven't used it in bad light, so that's very, excuse me, too much water now. It's definitely worth looking at, yeah. Definitely worth me thinking about. Have you used the Akitac bipods? Thinking of getting one. Bipod wise, I am straight down the Temu, Amazon cheap end of the scale. Unfortunately, with my S510, I've got, I don't know what scope. I actually don't know what it is that's on there because it came with the rifle. I don't think it's an expensive one, but that's going to be getting a hamster anyway because again, we're going to talk about that in this video, in this live. Bear with me 2 seconds, right? Let me just double check something with Jet. I've got a Hawk 40-16x50. I'm a massive fan of Hawk scopes. Again, I don't want to touch them because I don't know what the rules are with the tubes. I don't know how YouTube feel about handling bits. But like from here, I've got 1, 2. I've got the which one did I buy off Bryn? It was I've got the box down there, but I won't go and grab it now. But it is absolutely brilliant. The Hawk scope. I've got a Vantage. And I had is it a Max, Sport Max, something Super Max? I can't remember, but it's absolutely brilliant. Eric, mate, honestly, to anyone that didn't see it, I was absolutely, do you know what? The house was buzzing. It was a big buzz in the house to see that that Field Sports Britain give me a shout out. I was buzzing. I couldn't believe it. I was thinking Eric, was it you that commented? I think it was you that commented, wasn't it? I'll have a look at that. At that ZDO bipod. Loving the video, you got me back into my shooting again. I appreciate that, Ryan. That's pretty much the whole. That makes me happy when I get quite a few comments. I get people message me privately as well saying that they haven't shot for years and they've gone and dug out their BSA Scorpion and they've gone and got themselves something or other because it looks like fun, and it is. And I think part of the bonus of being my age, I'm 44 now, and part of the bonus of being my age and being a little bit odd is that when I make these videos and I get excited about it, people that used to shoot remember it was good and they start shooting again, or people that still shoot remember that it was good because this is fun. This is a lot of fun. Shooting is absolutely brilliant. And what I did yesterday was that shirt will have grease. Yeah, that shirt will have grease on it by the end of the month. Yeah, Eric, I appreciate you, man, because I read it and I was like reading the comments. By the way, when it comes to comments, I am sorry that I miss so many comments at the moment, but I make a video a week and it's quite time consuming, and I've also got like normal people life to do. So YouTube videos take up about 2 or 3 days a week at the moment. So there's making it and then editing it takes a day plus. So I try to answer as many comments as I can, either on usually on a Friday at the moment. Once I've put the video out, I normally go out and shoot Friday evenings now with a friend. So I normally try and answer the comments on that video as best as I can on the Saturday. And so if I miss older comments, I do apologise, but I do scroll through and try to answer them as I go. But I was scrolling through it on the Saturday, and I saw Eric had commented saying it's good to see you get a shout out of Field Sports Britain. I was like, come on, I'm a big fan of Field Sports Britain. I'm a big fan of it. In the spearfishing world, Field Sports Britain, they're big supporters of the spearfishing fraternity, and they came. My good friend Matt from Cornwall Pest Management, he puts on a spearfishing event every year, and Field Sports Britain came down to that. So to see them say my name on their channel was a massive buzz for me. My opinion on SAC silencers, I genuinely, honestly wouldn't have a clue what my silencer are. So the best person to ask about what silencers I've got would be Adam Cole, because he knows what all my silencers are. He could just look at them and go, well, that's one of them. I haven't got a clue. So I think that the one on my S510 might be a SAC moderator. Somebody might have said about that, and if it is the case, it's absolutely insane. It's a brilliant bit of kit. You can't show scopes, which seems silly. It's an immediate suspension. Exactly. So they're sat on the shelf behind me, because I have seen other people doing lives on YouTube with actual hardware behind them. But as soon as they go for it, or if they put their hand up like this and it looks like it's reaching towards it, it's an instant cut off. So so I won't even move towards them. I have 2 vector scopes and a Hawk. Air Max. That's the one I've got. I've got no vector scopes, so I've heard they're good, but that's the one I've got, a Hawk Air Max. I got that at Celtic Guns, and it is phenomenal. But I do have to be honest, my favourite scope at the moment is my Falcon S120, I think it is, or S12 or S12. It's amazing. Again, I won't go too deep into scopes because I'm going to try and make videos about them. But the parallax on this thing, it's training me to keep my head in the same place. Because if I move my head with any of my Hawk scopes, the reticle does stay very clear, but the parallax is off. But with that Falcon scope, if I move my head, all of the crosshair goes blurry. So I have to have my head in exactly the same place to keep the crosshair straight and true and clear. And that's making me keep my head. It's teaching me my cheek weld. It's teaching me to always be in the same place. And that Falcon's phenomenal. It is mad, Paul. Yeah, but I don't want to get too. I don't want to take any chances. Take that hat off. You look silly. Well, I can't take the hat off. Look at this. Look at this. There's only one person that cuts my hair, and she's been on holiday, so I'll be back. Yeah, definitely hat on. Yeah, I completely agree. Sorry, Ahmed. Thinking a video topic is constant making video 1 to 2 days. Yeah. Thinking of video topic is yeah, yeah, that's true. So it might be like physical work is 1 to 2 days filming it and 1 to 2 days editing, but it's yeah, it is 5 to 6 days a week. I'm always thinking, and I'm always reading the comment section as well. The comment section helps massively. I try to get into what people are sort of. The comment section drove this channel on massively in the early days, and I mean it's only been a year. It's coming up a year in November that I started making these videos. It was driven by the comment section. I wrote a whole itinerary of stuff that I wanted to do with the MPO2 and how I wanted to figure stuff out. But the comment section led me down other paths, which was the best way for me to do it, really, because I learned so much from you guys. It's been brilliant. First focal plane. Well, I've been toying with both of them because I do have a couple of each. And I think they've both got their place. But I don't know if anybody's... You must have all heard of Joe Cyclops videos. He does a load of scope content. And anytime I need to know anything about scopes, I'm lucky enough to be able to contact him. But I certainly just go to his videos because his videos are insane. And he's got this method called... He's got this... we'd love to, Ahmed. That would be great. But he's got this... He's got this thing that he said to me about. I never do it, but it's called land the plane, and it's just like people want they just want you to get to the point, sort of thing. I'm not very good at doing that, but on his videos he really is. So there's a really good video about first focal plane and second focal plane, and I think it's about 1.5 minutes, and it explains everything. Yeah, he's very, very good at it. How can we order some pellets from Anglia Tackle Guns, which is sent out with? Today order some. I don't know. Yeah, that's a bit weird, but I don't know. I've never ordered pellets online, so I wouldn't be able to help you out, Mark. I've got no idea about that. Can't be easy. Is that YouTube? It's not. I love it though. I've been making YouTube videos now for about 5 years, and this is by far and away my favourite videos to make. When I made my first video, I was driving back from making that video, and I phoned Jet and said, I really want to watch this video. I think I've just made a video I really want to watch. I'm quite keen to get it made, and it's been like that ever since. It's yeah, Jet's right. We have sub 12 air rifles. I actually watched some rimfire air rifle shoot, and I'm going to talk about. Should I talk about it now? Should I tell you what went on yesterday? Right. Hi Jerry, how's it going? Oh, Air Gun Alex, have I just missed something? Have I missed someone here? Great scope, especially for the price. Air Gun Addict, how's it going? So I didn't know you were in. Didn't know you were in the chat. How's it going, buddy? I live in Surrey and there are no real shops selling pellets near me. That's why we love them, because you love them. Bless you. Right, this is what happened yesterday. This is why I'm making this live today, right? And to explain about what's going on in the video tomorrow. But if I fall behind on the chat, I apologise. But just brace yourselves, because this is a bit of a... Right, so I was lucky enough. Like I said, it's never lost on me how lucky I am to be able to go to really cool places to shoot. D-Ranger let me shoot there. I can shoot at my mate's farm. I've got the quarry that I can shoot at. I've got... I can go down to Dutchy Shooting Association with Adam Cole. There's just so many places that I can go and have a shoot, and I'm very lucky. I know I'm lucky. But then I was also invited through Dutchy Shooting Association. There was a couple of guys from there who set up their own private HFT, FT range with a plinking range, and it's 17 minutes from my house. So I was very, very. It was a pleasure to be invited, because I think they're only going to be taking on about 40 people. I know Adam Cole's a member. He was actually the one who told me about it. Then Bryn at Celtic Guns gave me the leaflet. So it felt really. I felt really like it was cool. It was ideal. So I went down and I met them. I'm not going to talk too much about where it is and things like that, because it is a private club that they set up for themselves and for sort of invited friends. So I won't say about where it is or anything like that for a minute. So I went there yesterday to check it out. It was a nice day, and I thought I'd go and have a look, and there was no one there. Absolutely no one there. So I played in the plinking range for a bit, setting up my range card. I have made a video. I don't know how coherent it's going to be, because I was only there to have a shoot, really. I just thought I'd try and make a video. If I can make one, I will. But So I was making my range card. I got out to 50 meters and I was shooting really, really well with this rifle. And I thought that was my S510, and it was I thought, I put some fears to bed here. This rifle is really good. I was just using the wrong pellets, or it was just a bad day for me. It was going really well, and I thought it couldn't get any better than this. And I thought, you know what? I'm going to push my luck. I'm going to have a go on the HFT range by myself. Don't tell Adam Cole that I've been getting practicing behind his back. So I went down and I hit the HFT course by myself, and I was having a go around the course, hitting more than I thought. I had 2 clear lanes, which meant I scored 8 on each lane, so I didn't miss a target on 2 of the lanes, which is good for me. That's really, really good on a brand new course I've never been anywhere near before. So I was really happy. When I added my score up at the end of it, it's like 50 odd points, and I thought, that's not terrible out of 80 from my first go. Then I realised, I counted them up, I counted up 9, I'd forgot to write down one of my clear lanes. So I was at 62 instead of 54 or whatever it was. So I was buzzing about that. So now I'm in a well good mood, thinking this couldn't get any better. Got some bad news about a rat permission that I had coming back. There was some bits and pieces that Matt needed to mull over with contracts and things like that. So I was planning on shooting rats that night, and I was a bit disappointed. Wind took out my sails. But then he said, I might have got you another rat permission. And I was like, all right, I'll go and do that. And he said it's at a recycling centre where they do food. I was like, are you kidding me? So the whole day it was just constant. And this is what basically I'll see if I can show you a minute. So the course itself, I don't want to show you too much about the course, but the course itself was fantastic, and it was set up literally by a couple of guys who just wanted their own place to shoot. They wanted their own space, and they're really, really top blokes, and they have done a bang up professional job to the point where they're hosting an event. Somebody asked if they could use their course as an event this weekend or the weekend after. I can't remember which one. That's how good their course is. So that was great. I spent 7 hours there in the end. So just shooting. I shot loads, and then Matt said to me, Then Matt said to me about this play. I'll show you that in a second. I'm just trying to catch up with the chat because I don't want to lose my thread with anything. I appreciate that. Iceman. Or 12000. Yeah, no, I appreciate that. That's crap losing your job like that, though. I had a pacemaker put in, and I lost a job that I loved. That's probably not the same degree to what you did, but when they put my pacemaker in, I wasn't allowed to do the drilling job that I loved because of insurance. But yeah, so, well, I appreciate that. Thank you very much. It's a great comment. I am behind on the chat. Luckily, everyone's talking amongst themselves, which is good. Joe, and we were literally just talking about you, my friend. Yeah, Joe's the guy you want to go to. So click on his click on his name there, and if you don't, you must have heard of him. He's the one to go to if you want advice about scopes. He's the one I go to advice about scopes anyway. Good to see you, Joe. I'll be disappointed, mate. I'm still trying to... I think I've caught up. Do you know what? I'm lucky. I'm lucky because I was rabbiting on, and luckily people are talking amongst themselves, so that's good. So yeah, so that's what happened yesterday. So I went from having a really good day to having this kind of day. Let me just show you this. So I show up. Oh, this is through the Zulus, by the way, and I haven't used the Zulus very much at night, so you'll have to bear with me because I've got the lighting all wrong, and I hadn't. At this point, I've gone back to the car to get some stuff, and just left it recording, and when I came back, this is what was there. So as you can imagine, I got straight about it, started shooting things. I'm not going to show too much of it because I know that not everybody's keen on pest control videos, so I won't leave too much of it up there. But as you can see, it was relentless. And for someone like me, my best night out shooting on the rats, I think it was about 15. It was at 200 plus. I used a whole tin of pellets. A whole tin of pellets. Some of it was just zeroing as well, because I was making sure that I had my scope in. There was a few misses, because at one point it was just so... But I don't know how many it was. I'm conservatively saying 200. Easily 200. I'm glad you joined us, Joe. Joe's... Yeah. We were talking about your land the plane analogy, and getting straight to the point with the first focal plane and second focal plane. Yeah, Joe's channel is awesome. Hello, Dave. How's it going, mate? Mark, Joe's in the chat at the moment. If you scroll up, it's Cyclops videos with Joe. You click on that one. That was crawling with rats, and I did have some fun. And honestly, when I drove in, like the guy let me in, and I was allowed to drive down. I'm not allowed to get too close, insurance purposes. There was a big open area. I was allowed to park there. I wasn't allowed to go anywhere else. So I drove in. My headlights lit the whole thing up. It was 5 times that. It was more rat than pile. It was unbelievable. Yeah, so that was my day yesterday, and then I sort of woke up this morning. I was going through the footage, just pinching myself. There was at one point there's like a 9 kill streak, and then I ran out of pellets, and I was thinking, how has it come to this in a year? I'm doing a HFT course on my own and scoring an agreeable score, and shooting in excess of a few centuries of rats. It was just one of those days where you just sort of pinch yourself. So I'm sure everybody else has those days as well. And this happens a lot. I just get it just, something will just randomly happen, and yeah. So that's why I wanted to come on. Was just because let me see if I can figure this out. This out a minute. 2 seconds. Right. Is that one working? Don't think it is. Right, I'm just trying to figure some stuff out here a minute. No, I can't get it to do it. What it was going to do. I've got some clips lined up. I'm just trying to figure out how to get them to play. But I think the only way to do it is... Let's do it like this. 2 seconds. That was the other thing I wanted to talk about. So tomorrow's video is it probably needs me to explain myself. It's massively out of my remit. It's still air guns. It's 100% air guns, and it was something that I was very, very keen to do because I'm keen on learning every aspect of sub 12 air gunning in the UK. Definitely, I'm 100%. Oh, cheers, Phil. Yeah, appreciate that. Sorry, I can't read and talk. So I'm rubbish at it. I cleared the course yesterday for the first time. 15 times. Nice one. Fair play. Yes, Chris, it was absolutely a good time. It was brilliant. So tomorrow's video, I was invited to go and watch the Bench Rest UK doing, I think it was preliminary rounds for the rankings for the World Championships. And I have had no involvement with bench rest in my entire life. I didn't just want to go and poke about. I wanted to sort of, make a thing of it, because I know that a lot of people are on a lot of my subscribers are quite interested in all the different aspects of air gunning as well. And I don't really have much involvement, or I never had a conversation even really about proper bench rest. So I went down and I tried my very best to be as professional as I could. I failed massively, obviously. But I had an interview with a couple of guys. A guy called Matthew Gleaves from Airability, who does, he's got his own channel, and it's all about accessible shooting and bench rest shooting and how accessible it is. And then there was Graham Freeman, who was a hell of a nice guy. And they just talked me through some of the rules and some of the bits and pieces that went on. So that's what tomorrow's video is. It's not really my normal type of video, but it's different. I tried something. Is it a budget orientated channel? Yeah, kind of. I mean, I've got some guns that aren't budget orientated, but it's more from a beginner's perspective, because that's what I can't call myself a beginner now. It's been a year, but enthusiastic novice is what I think we're going with. Texas Plinking is a great channel, mate. Yeah, love that. Makes Plinking with air rifles look a bit silly. I like all of the pistol stuff that he does, though, because I'm still sort of on the fence about pistols, but I like seeing people have a go with them. How's it going, Matt? We were talking about you. At the beginning, more so as a beginner, so yeah. So it is. I've progressed from sort of budget kit, but I do still use budget kit, and it's still very sort of prevalent. And I've got some high end rifles that I paid budget prices for, like my HW77, for instance. I don't think, of all of the rifles that I've got, I think that the HW77, pound for pound, bang for bang, bang for buck, it cannot be beaten. I defy anyone, unless they bought it off a mate for a stupid price, defy anyone to find me a £200 precision piece of kit like my HW77 for a Springer rifle to shoot 70 meters and hit. For me to be able to do that piece of kit, as far as a budget goes, it doesn't get better than that. I don't think. I think that was. I think that's sort of blown everything else out the water for me. The Myth by Reximex. Oh yeah, that's something I'm definitely going to be. The Reximex have been coming up quite a bit lately, and that Reximex Mito something I'm quite interested to have a look at as well. But the Reximex Myth, I've heard of. Yeah, I've never shot one though. I don't really know many people who've got one either. I heard that Ixia, people have been talking about the Reximex Ixia, but not in very high regard. But the Reximex Lyras and the Lyra K, people have been talking about a lot. But I'll have to have a look into the Myth. Hard to believe it's already been a year. I know. It's been a crazy year. It all started so innocently as well. I actually had another channel where I was making YouTube videos for building my van. It's called Kernomads, and it was a labour of love. I made those videos because I love making YouTube videos, and I was getting 300-400 views on them, and I made 60-70 videos. I just did it because I liked it. I did it because it gave me a way of documenting the whole van build, which I've got now forever. And when I made my first shooting video with the MPO2, I didn't want to put it onto the Van Life channel because there'd be a lot of people on there that didn't appreciate seeing things get shot. So I used my old channel, my old spearfishing channel, which was this one, and I put the first couple of videos on there, and it's gone from there, and it's really has changed my life, and I'm not even exaggerating. What's that noise? Right, 2 seconds. I can hear a noise. Oh no. I don't think it's me. Is that you, mate? I don't know. Could hear a beeping then. I don't know about the best thermal setup you can get, because if you're looking for thermal's a bit of a dark art to me. I mean, if you have a look at Martin on Air on his channel, he's just got the Hick Micro. He's got the Hick Micro, and I've really liked the look of that. I've just got I don't know, thermal. Did you say? I wouldn't know about thermal. I know thermal spotters. You can get a Hick Micro Lynx thermal spotter, which is about 300 quid, which is probably the one I'm going to go for because it's affordable. And with a night like last night, I didn't need a thermal because I was never off the scope. It was. I just go over there. There's another one. There's another one. So, yeah. Oh, is he all right? Bless him. The boy's diabetic. He's got this pumps insulin in, and sometimes they go a bit mad, start screaming at you. I had to beat 25mm 77. Yeah, and I think I genuinely egg on Addict. I genuinely believe that. I think that for all of the rifles I've got or have had, and I just don't think for 200 quid, and that wasn't a special price. That was just, I was on Celtic Guns website the night before, just window shopping, thinking I'm not going to buy another gun, and I saw it. Because I've got the 97, it was a good. My initial thought was just to do a comparison between the 97 and the 77. That was it. But it actually blew my mind. It proper blew my mind. Made for YouTube. It's my. It just keeps. Yeah, I don't know about that. Have you seen any of the Chronomads videos? I don't know about that. Thank you very much, Chris. I appreciate that. Yeah, he's changing it now. Bless him. Anyone who knows what diabetes is like, if you're an adult with diabetes, it's difficult enough. But 11 years old, diabetes, and he handles it like an absolute pro. Bless him. He's a genius with it. So yeah. So bench rest. Is there anyone in here who does bench rest, or what's your opinions on bench rest? Because I was led to believe that bench rest was, everyone was a bit like, bench rest. And I get it. I do get that. It's not really for me, I don't think. I don't think it's something I'd get into because it didn't seem as interactive. Is that the right word? I don't really know the right word, but it didn't seem like it was for me. But I really do get it now. I really do get it. I get the idea. There was a lot more to it than I gave it credit for, and it is a lot about kit. But it did seem very once and clicky. It seemed I don't want to say anything out of turn because I really enjoyed myself and they were great people, and I think it's a great leg of shooting. I think it's absolutely brilliant. Yeah, for honing your skills. It does look like a lot of fun, but the entry level is, I think that you'd need to get into shooting at a much, if you were on a budget, you'd want to get into shooting on a much lower, move into bench rest, if that makes sense, because I think that there's a lot more money involved. There was bits of kit there that didn't even fire any pellets, sort of stands and things that were into the thousands, and I get it. I completely get it, but for me it sort of priced me out a little bit, and but that's, and please don't think that I'm speaking, fair play to them. The kit was insane. And they have their own weather vanes and wind indicators that they have made themselves, and it's genius. And I'm a big fan of innovation, and they are innovative. And yeah, you do need to get your wallet out for bench rest. I will give you that. But what a lovely bunch of guys, though. Absolutely a hell of a nice bunch of people, and it was a really good day. I did learn a heck of a lot because I had been told, oh, they clamp the gun and it's just, you don't do anything, but they do. And there's zero room for error because the tolerances are so tight. It's a 2mm hole, and it was windy. It was, I'll see if have I got any clips? Let me see if I've got a clip here a minute. Let's have a look.
You have to ask my other half down the end not to make that funny face you go through it.
Yeah, just don't put a camera in my face.
Oh, no, it's just the gun. It's just the gun.
That's a 3D print stock there.
No.
And that
Oh,
is
don't worry, I
Graham's
won't put your
missus
face
there.
in it.
That's
That is a really nice
She
stock.
was a great
3D
shot.
printed stock
But
to the
that's
waist.
25 metre shooting.
you mind
They're
if I-
chucking it down
No,
range.
carry on.
Wind was kicking off
I've
out
got a
the
more
day as
traditional
well.
stock.
I've
The day
literally, I've just
before
got the
it
air
was,
arms.
still shooting, but they use all of these wind
I got the
indicators. I don't know if you've seen my
S510
carousel
Ultimate
on my
Sporter.
house, but all these
I'm a big air arms
wind
player.
indicators in the background.
I was on Virop before
And-
that, but I love the day state as well.
So for sub 12,
Sorry.
it's still sub 12, and look at that. Right, I just want to tell you a little bit about this guy.
So just before you...
That guy, he's not far from here where he lives, and that Red Wolf that he's got in black, I was sat behind, because obviously it's a very precision thing. You don't want to be getting up, coughing, sneezing, and walking around. So once I'd sat down to watch, I had to stay there till it was finished. Turn the volume down on your clips. Can't hear you. Is that better? Oh, turn the volume down. Oh, I see what you're saying. Right. So when I put the clip on, turn the volume down. I see. Right. I'm with you. So that guy with the talking over. Ah, right. I see. I'm still getting used to these mixing these clips up. So basically, that Black Wolf, yeah, and I was sat behind him, and literally he's just sat right there, and I've got a bit of video coming out tomorrow with it, and everyone else is firing, and if you watch that little bit there, it's going crack, crack, because they don't have many moderators. They have air strippers and stuff because of they're so fine tuned. I'll tell you about Graham's gone in a minute to talk about fine tuning, but everything is so precision. That guy's his Black Wolf was his Red Wolf was going, and I was like, that's broke. That's broke. There's no, and then but you hear it go. It hits the target, and it was going 100 meters with very little dip because there was some OSB down at 100 meters, and it was still hitting that wood. So the dip can't have been hardly anything for 100 meters. It was very impressive. Right, I'm trying to catch up. I think the thing is though for me, Martin, is if I think that if I had the money, I would probably end up just buying a load of other rifles. But I do get why they're into it. It's not. I'm not in any way knocking what they did, because what they did very, very well. And in that wind and in that weather, to hit 2 mil holes, man, it was a phenomenal thing to watch. That bench press stand is mad. The guy at the club's got one. Yeah, they are. They're crazy. That was a 3D printed stock, horrible printed pink stock. It's functional though. That was the whole point, I think, for that one. I want to get to Willow Creek at some point as well. Couldn't afford a grip for the Red Wolf. Yeah, honestly, I've never really been a fan of the electronic. John from Hawkseye TV, he did a review on one, and he had a couple of. He wasn't even touching. You can see in the video, he wouldn't even touch, and it went off. And yeah, I wasn't. So I've had a sort of jaded opinion, but that guy, honestly, he's such a cool bloke as well. Such a cool guy. Trying to get any type of air off shooting back up. Oh, that's a shame, Fat Weasel. But there's still a lot to be done in back garden. There's still so much. I don't know how big your back garden is, but I've got a CP2 that if I wanted to shoot in the back garden, it's perfect for that. And I could have hours of fun down there. Mark Burgess, what was 850 quid? That bench rest. Yeah. Yeah, there's some kit in the video tomorrow. All I'm saying is, if there's people here who subscribe to my channel, I've never made a video like it, so don't judge me on the video. I got to shoot my HW97 while I was talking about it all anyway, so I was really chuffed for that. If I had unlimited money, what gun would you buy? That's a really difficult one, because I'm still quite new to the whole thing. I do like the crate though, but I also like I do like the crate, actually, and I like the really posh crate. I'm really into that. A couple of my friends have got the crate. I like the RTI as well, the Priest and the Prophet. They're some good looking. If I went tactical, they'd probably be what I went for. To be honest, I quite like those two. I'd quite like those two. Budget-friendly rifle, which is neighbour-friendly, used to have a BSA Hornet, but it's whisper quiet, but rifles today seem to bark. Yes, they do. If it was, I don't know how big your back garden is, Focused Ford, but again, anything up to 10 metres, I would say CP2 or anything like that with a moderator on, they're very, very, they're very good. Anything over that. My MPO2 isn't loud. My MPO2, that's a budget rifle, it's 350 quid. And it's not loud. It's got I think mine's got an Umarex. No, it hasn't. It's got a Hogan suppressor on it. It cost me 45 quid from Trago. If you haven't got a Trago, find one. It's great. But yeah, that would be my go-to budget setup would be the Crow or maybe the Reximex. But I can't talk honestly about the Reximex at the minute because I wouldn't have a clue. I've never fired them. We all have nice kit, but don't see any satisfaction from that. Came across the channel. too. That movie quick. Yeah, it does look mega, James. It does. I can't wait to get there. ISP Spartan. Yeah, sounds good as well. Shooting sub 1200 meters is so addictive. That's something I'm going to be doing a lot more of. I don't care what anyone says about, oh, there's no point. I can understand not shooting quarry over long distances, but I really want to shoot things further. I do. I just do. I shot my sub 12 Springer, my HW, my TX200. Yeah, sorry, it was my TX200 I shot over that distance. But and it blew my mind, and I do think I could push it out further, and even more so with a PCP. I'd like to be able to get my MPO2 tuned to be able to shoot 100 meters to prove that a budget gun can do it. That would be the dream. Well, not the dream for me, but RTI's mixed rep for accuracy. I have heard that. I just think that there's so much you could do to them. They're so tunable to get them a little bit more. The only reason I say it is because it's the only .25 caliber that I've seen that had any accurate, like that was bang on accurate. But I suppose if you're going to spend that sort of money, there would be a lot of other ones you could go for. But I do like the crate. I think I'm a big fan of that one. I fired John's from Hawk's Eye TV, and I genuinely thought there was something wrong with it, because I took a shot, cocked it again, I took another shot, and was convinced that the pellet hadn't come out. But it turned out it had, and it had gone through the exact hole. Hadn't touched it went nothing but net straight through the exact same hole. And that. Ever since then, I was like, yeah, I want a crate. I'm not allowed to shoot in the garden. Ah, right, yeah, that is a nightmare. They do bark without a mod. I was gobsmacked, actually. Shiny spanners. I was genuinely gobsmacked. I thought, because I got it came without a moderator, and it was really loud. So I went to my local Trago and just got this Hogan moderator, and it was 45 quid, and it's really, really good. You obviously, for more money, you'd probably get a better one that shut it up even more. But even now, with that £45 moderator on, it's very, very quiet. Let's have an RTI. I was wondering if it, because I knew that you had, and I was having issues cocking. Oh, scrap that then. Scrap everything I said about the RTI. I just like the way they look. They look bloody cool. Thanks, Paul. Yeah, Paul, that's exactly right. That Hogan mod is, and for full, I don't know how much they are normally or everywhere else, but Trago, I don't know if it's a deal that you had on or what, but 45 quid I paid for it, and it is very quiet. Which gun do you have now that you would sell first? Ooh, that's a good one. Because given what went yesterday, I genuinely was thinking to myself, now that I've got the Ultimate Sporter, I can't afford to have too many guns. Like, I just can't. But now I've got the Ultimate Sporter, and it was shooting really well over 50 meters. On the way back from the HFT range, I was thinking to myself, I bet I'd be happy. I could get rid of my HW100. Which was a big deal for me, because I love that rifle. It's a phenomenal rifle. It's the first rifle that I bought with any sort of proceeds from any sort of YouTube involvement. So it came from the channel. So it was a bit of a tricky one. But I was thinking, now that I've got the Ultimate Sport, maybe it's time to move that on. But I took that out last night on that massive gang of rats. It's going nowhere now. It was phenomenal. It was great. And that one can stay as my ratting gun now. And I can keep my Ultimate Sporter for target shooting and for rabbits maybe, and for other bits and pieces. But that HW100 ain't going anywhere. So I don't know. Which would I sell first? CP2? Maybe. I don't know. What would I sell first? I've got an Anschutz Model 52. Actually, the Diana Model 52. I'd sell that one first, but I've got to get it fixed. It's the ugliest rifle I've ever seen in my entire life, but it's insanely good. It just needs some work. I just got to get some bits and pieces done to it when I've got time. But I was doing some research on it. If you haven't seen it, it's got a massive cocking lever on the side. And the reason for that overkill cocking lever is because they're actually made to be like 18 plus foot-pound. So it's like an elephant gun. It's a beast of a gun. But if that was working, that would be the one I sold first. It's great though. I do love it. Absolutely crazy, Cressy. 100% Pete. Yeah. If that one goes up for sale, you'll be the one. 100%. The Alpha was good. I've missed out some chat here, and I'm probably really far behind. What would I sell first? It's Hug It Belisha. Belito is nice. And all right, yeah, ideal. That Puncher K. Crow are good. They do need tweaking. But Crow are good, in my limited experience. The FX Crown is, for me, I don't know much about FX rifles. I know that some people love the DRS, and I've known people have massive issues with the DRS. A friend of mine actually had a DRS recently, and the safety catch fell out. You know what I mean? So when it comes to FX, the FX Crown is probably the only one that I'd be keen on, because I have seen them in action, and they are beautiful, beautiful bits of kit. I'd love to do Airsoft Viking Crown. And massive shout out to you for being there from forever as well. I do appreciate you. I've never done Airsoft. It's something I'd like to have done, but I just didn't ever have the time. My life is sort of, I wake up in the morning and then figure out what's happening for the day. So, but Airsoft looks incredible. I watch a lot of videos. I watch an unholy amount of Airsoft videos. I'm a big fan of it as a spectator. But I love the snipers, and I used to play Call of Duty when it was normal Call of Duty back in the olden days with World at War, and back when it was good, before it got too technical and weird. And people got really annoyed with people camping or shooting for sniping people, and it's just like real life version to that, when you just got a guy ghillie suited up with an airsoft gun shooting. I love it. Absolutely love Airsoft videos. Alpha Wolf is good. Adz, you're welcome to use mine if you're in our area. I appreciate the offer, Steve. Is the Alpha Wolf a day state? Am I right in thinking that's a day state? Is HW100. It was nearly my HW100 until last night. You are right, Shay. Absolutely right. It wasn't going to be, and it was going to be a hard decision. I was thinking to myself, perhaps it's time to let it go now, but it's going nowhere. I can't let that go anywhere now. I just can't. It was so good last night. The thing is, the Ultimate Sporter would have been undoubtedly way more. It would have felt a lot better. There's a good feel to the Air Arms S510R. That Ultimate Sporter feels great for me. So I understand why people prefer the HW100. It is horses for courses, but for me, the S510 feels phenomenal to hold and to use. But last night, I do think that the HW100 would have had the edge purely on shot count alone. I mean, I had 7 magazines with me with 14 in them. By the way, thanks Mike for those 3D printed magazines. They come in very handy last night. 3D printed magazines worked perfectly in it. I had 7 of them. No, I didn't. I had 5 of them. I've got 7. I only took 5 with me. I had 5 of those magazines, and they had 14 shots in each, and I could do all of those magazines and then some with one fill of air. So last night it was invaluable. So it's going nowhere, the HW100 now. Where have I got to? Oh, I'm so far behind. I'm so sorry. I've got the DRS Tactical modded barrel in the air, which shoots like a dream. Not as good as my Vixen short. I've seen a Vixen short. I've never seen one in real life, but yeah, I know what you're saying. This is what I'm saying. Some people had the DRS and absolutely love it. But a couple of other, but as many people as I've met who've liked them, or as many people as I've met who had issues with them, was the only thing. And a safety catch falling out, that ain't the one, is it? But then on the other side of that, everybody who's had no problems with theirs absolutely loves them. But for me, sitting on the fence, I think that the Crown would be the only FX that looked at. I like the twist thing in the barrel. It's got some somebody was telling me about the twisting in the barrel. I was really into it. FX Impact. I've never seen. Yeah, that's. I'm so far behind it. I'm so sorry. I'll take it to TX200. FX not very reliable. Take the TX200 that I've got left is that one's. I don't know if I could get rid of that one because it's bloody good. Well, I'm so far behind. I've missed out loads here. So thank you for all the tips and tricks. Thank you very much, Piaga. I appreciate that, Piaga. Sorry. You're a legend. You're a legend. Crazy Cressy. My Dynamo 50-22 shoots amazing. It does shoot brilliant. At the moment, it doesn't need a lot of internals doing, but it is great. It's just, I think it's a very ugly gun. I don't like the look of it at all. It's the only gun I've seen that made me go, meh. Because it's such a chunky thing. It's just a big, boxy... It's like the new Toyota Celica version versus the old one. I like the old one because it's rounder and looks sleeker. But the new one's all boxy, like Crichton from Red Dwarf. And, I'm not into that one. Great fun as golf balls at 70 metres. Yeah. Yeah, that's a great idea. Great. Yeah, I'm up for that. Shooting things at golf balls at 70 metres. Where did I get to? I've been all over the place. Yeah, it's hit or miss with the control. That's what I was saying there, Gun Addict. That's exactly what I was... People have been saying that to me a lot. Like I said, though, so many people really do like it. Any issues so far? I'm so rubbish at this bit. I've got the DRS tactical. See, I've already got there, didn't I? Already done that bit. How far away am I, by the way? Crowd Puncher K. Downrange at very consistent 11.4. Yeah, the Kraus, I'm a big fan of them. I think that budget rifles, there's nothing you could say about them. I think Kraus are, if they do have to be tweaked, they have to be tweaked. It wasn't that hard. I did it. I managed to get the anti bits out and alter it, and it's been brilliant. Literally have an airsoft channel. I've seen, yeah, yeah. I've seen. I also, I don't know if he wants to talk about his music YouTube channel. I really like it. I'm a big fan of it. In fact, I want to use some. It's a backing. I want to use some of your tracks actually, Martin. I need you to send me some, email me some, so that I can use them as backing tracks. 3 different impacts. Right, yeah. How's it going, Yeti? Loads of full airsoft stuff. Sniper rifle based on the M2. Like I said, I'd love to be able to try it. Love to be able to try airsoft. I can't get into too many things, so I got to stick to one thing at a time. Right, hang on 2 seconds. This is Jet telling me I'm 14 behind. Right, so I'm going to try. This is going to be really ignorant now, but I don't want to miss anything here. Right. Hello, Jason. How's it going? Love the look of the DRS. Yeah, I saw one at John Hawk's house when they first came out, literally just before the release date, the official release, and I couldn't believe it. I thought, John, what are you showing me here? I'm going. I thought it was an actual. Yeah. Anyway, I don't doubt that with the Lyra out to 100 meters. I'd like to get, like I said, I think my next mission will be try to get one of my missions. We get the MPO2 to do that. Start second night. Good, yeah, I'm looking forward to that then, Martin. That sounds good. I like the sound of that. It'd be interesting to see what the night vision's like on a Springer. I've never really... Yeah, I don't know. The only reason I bought the DRS Tactical because I used to shoot AR-15s. Yeah, I get that. And like I said, when I saw it at John Hawk's house, when he said, I've got something a bit special here, have a look at this. He opened it. I genuinely thought, John's lost his mind. There's going to be something going on here. I don't want to be associated. I genuinely thought it was a proper bit of kit, and he had the tactical as well. The tactical stock, the black one. I genuinely thought it was a gun, like a live fire rifle. So I don't blame you for buying it, and I think they're beautiful. I genuinely think that having the air tank as the shroud is a stroke of genius. I think it was only one gun that did it before, years and years and years and years ago. I think, from what I remember, but. What a stunning bit of kit. Air Max crate instead. The Air Max stuff is, yeah, I'm a big fan of some of that at the moment. Like I said, the crate is something, and the Catran as well. I don't really like the Model 52. No. The Model 50, is that the break barrel one? The Model 50? Or am I wrong? Am I completely wrong? All the music on my channel is mine. I'm literally making your own theme tune. I'm going to hold you to that. If I had I'd even have a theme tune if you made one. PCP are the future, I completely agree. But there is also something good and wholesome and beautiful about Springers. And I would love to be... I think that... I personally, it's not a sitting on the fence thing for me. I think that you don't have to be one or the other. I think I absolutely love both. There's no way I'd have took a Springer on the rats last night. Let me show you again. 2 seconds.
You have to ask my other half down the end not to make that funny face he does, right?
Can you imagine going there with a Springer? I'd have had one arm. I couldn't have gone there with some PCPs are absolutely bang on. PCPs are, yeah, but when it comes to, I get more I get a buzz out of shooting PCPs, even like targets at HFT and all of that. Get a buzz out of it, but there's something for me that's a lot more. I don't want to say primal because they're British spring rifles, but there's a feeling, there's a visceral feeling that I get when things go well with a Springer because it feels like I've done it. Like with the bench rest stuff, like and with the other bits and pieces, if you get it all set up right, it's really difficult. I mean, you can get varying degrees of good shooting. Like my daughter can use my MPO2 and shoot at 25 meters and get everything within that, which is, you know, that's bloody brilliant for an 11-year-old girl to do. She does really well with it. She couldn't do it with a Springer though, and that's, I'm not saying that I'm better than, but do you know what I mean? It's, you can set a PCP rifle up and do quite well with it, but the Springers are just, there's something fun about it. I appreciate that, Phil. Thank you very much. I do try to get out of my comfort zone a little bit, and that's what's happened in tomorrow's video. So nobody watch that video and judge me and go, who does he think he is? it was I've never interviewed anyone, and I think that shows in this video. I've never interviewed anyone, and fair play to them. They were so gracious and they were really, really good. That is a lot of rats, Mark. There's a lot less now, which is nice. I'll show you again. Bear with. Let me skip it forward a bit. There you go. Oh. That's a lot of rats. Yeah, and that's when I first arrived, that is. But yeah. I've actually got, I've been going through it all, and obviously there was a few misses as well, but I've got, it was a minute and a half, and if I hadn't ran out of air, I had a full 9 proper kill streak, and I was really pleased with it. That's going in my video. It's like a minute and a half, but I know not everybody likes those videos, so everyone should own at least one Springer just in case you need to hunt. I completely agree. And if I had to get rid of everything, hang on 2 seconds, I will catch up with that on Crazy Cressy. I'm just need a hat sound blitz for those rats. I definitely, or a Tommy gun. If you're keeping that 100, mate, take it to the next level and get it tuned. I'm definitely thinking about that one day. I think if anything was going to get tuned, it would be that one. Crow MPO2, yeah. 177 PCB rifle powered multi-shot, 1772 mags, 14 shot filler FPS, 780. Yeah, well, yeah, that's not bad though. I think my feet per second is about the same as that actually. That is good for 320. Yeah, very good. I'd highly recommend it. If you're looking for a budget rifle, I 100% would recommend. Sorry, I get the context now. I've read both of them together. But yeah, I don't think you can go wrong with that. Especially if you're a little bit handy and you know how to do things. Because if it is underpowered, they're very easy. Once you've got the anti-tamper out, they're very easy to put back. Mine's at 11.2, 11.4 now with a heavier pellet. So, and it is brilliant. It's absolutely brilliant. So yeah, that's very good for 320. And everyone should own at least one Springer. I completely agree. And like I said, if I had to get rid of everything, then it would be a Springer that I kept because you don't need anything else. And there were Springers. I did an HW95 new one and an old one. And the HW95 that was older was arguably better. It was. They last forever. You look after them and they'll last you forever. I have the Ed gun. I have the Ed gun and that's perfect for hunting in the forest. Oh, okay. I'd love to do a bit more hunting in the forest, to be fair. I do have a few permissions. I've got a wood permission over on my mate's farm that I haven't spent enough time in, but I've had so much other stuff. I'd like to hone my skills a little bit more before going out on too many sort of hunting difficult sort of I'm going to get on about it. So I'm reading at the same time. I'm terrible at this. Right. I'll send you a picture of the Model 50 if you're intrigued. I mean, I'm interested. Is it the brake barrel one? I wouldn't be able to borrow it, and I've got so much on. One day it might happen. I've got some big plans for the channel next year that does involve you guys. So we'll maybe do something then. But at the moment, I've got so much on. But I do appreciate the offer. Thank you so much. Say RC that used to fly RC planes. I've got a lot of. Oh, sorry, that wasn't at me. So I don't know what I'm to. Springer's like the perfect shots, you know, the fourth shot. Yeah, exactly that. Yeah, 3 perfect shots and the fourth shot was not the gun, so you try again. Exactly. A human K1 paired with a powered Night Stalker would give them rats a hard time. Ideal. They honestly, and do you know the best thing about that is I phoned the guy and said, look, because he told me not to go anywhere else, and I said, so I left it till this morning, just before the school run, so it's early, and I said, I can come and clean up the rats if you want with people there. He said, nope, it's fine, we'll do it all. I said, there's a fair few bodies kicking about the place. There was some behind me, they were everywhere. So, and he cleaned them up for me. I was well chuffed for that. Because they've come a long way since the 1990s. Turbines are just coming. Oh, mate, I don't know. I'm glad that other people are talking amongst themselves, because it means I can skip through a little bit. That's back then. Once you find a Springer that fits you with a decent scope, there's nothing better than time spent shooting it. I completely agree, Chris. 100%. And I always feel like I've forgotten something when I go out with a Springer these days, because I'm like, oh, I haven't bought that, I haven't got that. But just a tin of pellets and you can bugger off. I mean, I've got to take. I do a lot more shooting than I record and I make videos with. I mean, I actually took the HW77 out and went shooting rabbits with it, and I got a rabbit with it, and it's completely effective at it. But I think if I wanted to go out on a proper pest control mission, which I do have to do, my friend does have an actual problem with rabbits, PCP all the way. But when it comes out, underlever. But when it comes to actually, sorry, squirrel. When it comes to actually going out and just sitting in the woods and just shooting with a, I just love it. Just love sitting and plinking with a Springer. If I've missed any comments, by the way, I'm really, really sorry. Comment it again, or just give me a nudge or whatever, because I've been missing things left, right, and centre here, I think. Underlever with a tap to insert pellet. I do know the one. Oh no, I know that what you mean, the tap. So you cock it and then you put the pellet in. I do know the one you mean. I'd be interested to have a look. I've got what else was I going to show you? I did have something else here. Bear with. 2 secs. Let's do a bit of this. I don't know why these aren't playing. Right. Look at that, guys. Big Purple's back in action.
This is just B-roll, this camera.
Oh, is it?
It's been poking around everywhere.
I don't know if anybody watched my video before, but that's Adam Cohen. He was teaching me how to shoot. He was a tenacious commenter, and every video I made, he was saying I could improve. Very early on, I can improve your shooting. Just give me an hour. And a lot of people were saying that, but he just seemed to be. And he said, I'm not too far. Let's do it. And he said, get you down the range. Let's do it. And we've been friends ever since. And that was Big Purple, the day state. Yeah, that was Big Purple. Look at that. He's out of action for a minute or two. Really.
This is just B-roll, this camera. Oh, is it? Been poking around.
A competitive HFT shooter. He actually shoots quite hot. He's really good at it. And so it's good to see that one back in action. So I thought I'd clip that up just to drop that in, because right. I recently bought the BSA Lightning CLX. It seems to get some bad press, but it's a nice little gun. No H. But to be fair though, Paul, if it works for you, because I had a Webley VMX and I hated it, and a lot of people have said, actually, you know, you do a bit of work with it, it's quite good. I couldn't get on with it. I absolutely hated it. I couldn't. Well, in fairness, I think this whole thing started with that Webley VMX, if I'm being completely honest. I'd have a semi-automatic Ahmed, but I'm not allowed them. We're just not allowed them. But I would love one. Yeah, the VMX started all of this because when Shelley at the woods, Shelley at the stable, she asked me if I would do something about her rats. She know that I was working with Matt from Cornwall Pest Management. Shout out to Matt at Cornwall Pest Management, much love. And she asked me if there's anything I could do, and I said short of like poisons and traps, and she didn't want any of that. So she wanted me shooting them. So I had a Webley VMX, so I went and got it, came up, and I shot a rat beautifully, just completely shot it. And then I said, yeah, I'll do it. I'll come up here with my Webley VMX and I'll shoot as many rats as I can. I never hit another one with that rifle, and I was up there for hours, and I could not hit another rat with it. But because I'd made the promise that I would, which was what spurred me on to get the MPO2. So I guess, although it was a completely cack rifle, it did start all of this out. Yeah, 100% take the PCP out hunting. It's got to be. I think if I was just to go out with my mate like we did the other day, just for a, like, and I know the 77 can do it, and I know where the rabbits were going to be like prolific, and I wouldn't have taken the shot if it wasn't that 77, because that 77 is incredibly accurate. And yeah, it was a hell of a good shot. I got a good rabbit with it, but I got to be completely honest, it was ball ache having to load it again. By the time I'd done that, all the rest of them had gone. So you can send it to me on, if you could join you can actually put the post on my Facebook account, or you could send it to me on the Instagram account. Both of them are just, I think one of them's, that's my Facebook there. That's my Facebook page. Feel free to use that for everything. I'm thinking of starting a Facebook community, but I haven't got time for that at the moment. But there is a page there, Adz Hunt's page, and Adz Hunt's Instagram there. So feel free to send me anything you like on there. Just nothing rude. I'm very shy. It's the best way for me to send. I can improve your mindset. Yeah. Why aren't you allowed? I live in the UK. Semi-automatics. Is that the pistols though? I like I said, I've only been shooting for coming up a year. I didn't know that you could have a semi-automatic air rifle. I did. If that's a thing, yeah, I'd be well interested. Clean the barrels can be a problem. People neglect that, and you can hit anything, you can clean them and nail everything. Yeah. Cleaning the barrels can be a problem. People neglect that and can't hit anything, and you clean them and nail it. And I tried everything with that VMX. I genuinely did, and I have met people who absolutely love theirs. And it's like the same with the DRS, I suppose. Like, some people got on really well with it, but yeah, I did clean the barrel with that. I did everything I could with the bloody thing. It was short of throwing it at them. If you come to Iowa, I'll set you up with a hunt deer. That's something I would really, really like to do. I absolutely love venison. I love hunting. I love the idea of progressing up to being able to do that. And if I can get to Iowa, I 100% would. And if anybody's interested, Dark Horse Garage, there is is your YouTube channel public? Because your shooting ranges are absolutely phenomenal, because they're not sub 12 over there. Unbelievable. A rusty Cometer 300 2.2 for 20 quid. No way. How's it going, Craig? You alright? 20 quid's doing 1.7. The group's lovely at 40 yards and shoots as good as any top end Springer. It's now in the shed and bits beam. Fair play. Fair play. Adam Cole's the one to ask about finding bin job rifles and turning them into stuff. Honestly, that bloke's... some of the bits of kit that he's got that he found for like a £5 at a fair or something, and now they're shooting completely brilliant. But that's awesome. 20 quid. That beats my £200 77. Semi-automatics aren't allowed. So ones like the Taipan / Human and classified self-indexing. Right, okay. Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah, not bad. I just got in from work. Well, I hope it was a good shift. Have I caught up? Have I missed anything? I do apologise, like I said, if I've missed anything. I'm trying to figure out how to get these clips to work, because I did have... so if I do that, flick him over there. No, that don't work. And then flick him. Oh, look at that.
That's for that.
Oh, I figured that bit out. Right. So, what was I going to show you? Right, so this is... I've got to sort my volumes out. That was just something... The whole point to that was... That was another clip that I saved to show you. That's the Zulus V2. 214 metres I saw those deer. And missed boat. I'm joking. I didn't. 214 metres. I couldn't believe it. That Zulus is really, really good. It loses a lot of quality though, which Martin might be able to... I've watched Martin on Air's video. If you haven't seen it, go and have a look at that. But his Hick Micro, the quality of this footage is brilliant. The quality of the footage that I'm getting off the Zulus, through the Zulus, is phenomenal. It's absolutely brilliant. It's just, maybe I need to tweak some settings, I don't know. But the footage that I'm getting is... It's fine. There's nothing wrong with it, but it's comparable to the... When you compare it to the Hick Micro footage, it's night and day. Excuse the pun, but that was yeah, wasn't it? That was 213 meters. So if anyone's interested in the Zulus V2, I can't recommend it highly enough. That's with the that's with the lower magnification one. They do, I think it's 3 to 12, something like that, and they do a higher mag one as well. Stupidly busy. Oh no, sorry mate. That's what I'm after. Barn find rifles. I wanted to be a gunsmith. Genuinely, mate, honestly, I've done a few bits of work on some of my rifles through no other reason than wanting to know how they work, and number two, cost. I needed to be able to do it myself, and it fascinates me. I absolutely love it. The simplicity of some of them, like I've got BSA air gun addict will know what it is. It's Superstar. I think it is. I've been trying to do some work on that. The trigger mechanism is it's voodoo. I really don't understand it. And then you look at a higher end rifle, and it's or sort of a newer rifle, and things like the record trigger, infinitely easier. So yeah, I've got quite an interest in that as well. So I completely get you on that one, Crazy Cressy, or Pete. Can I call you Pete? That's queer. But it's a bugger when work gets in the way of your social life. Yes, it does. Yeah. Sorry, guys. I got to go. Thanks, Mark. I appreciate you. Shall I pick him up? No chatting with you all. Yeah, nice chatting with you as well, mate. Give the dog a bit. I'm a big fan of the puppy, so give the dog a big squeeze for me. I hope it's a friendly one. But yeah, cheers for dropping in. I appreciate you. Still shoot the CP2. Yes, I actually did a video recently with it in an underground bunker, and it was bloody brilliant. The bunker was great, and so was the CP2. I've learned a lot about it as well since that video, and again, my comment section helped a lot. Shooting CO2, there's a lot of nuances that come with shooting CO2, like rapid firing drops the like you need to let it warm up and things like that. So there's a few things that need to be worked out with that. But yeah, the CP2 is great. It's up there actually. It's got a nice little scope on it now as well. It's a handy bit of kit. It's a lot of fun. Hey Jet, right, I'm gonna Paul Slade. I have a 19 shot something like so. Oh, fair play. No, I've never even heard of them, to be honest. I'll have to have a look at that. Hick Micro 4K V2 isn't 4K, I believe, Adz. The V2 isn't 4K. Ah, right, there you go. That'll be that then. It's really good. And as far as one leaf, which is what I have, the one leaf was what I was using, it blows that out of the water. And for sub 600 quid, I think that for a night vision piece of kit, it's so small, and it's very, very good. And the footage on the actual unit itself was just as good as the footage that I'm seeing, apart from when you zoom in. It didn't zoom in very well at all. Well, it did, but yeah, the Hick Micro just looked a lot clearer. Give out some love. It says there's only one, and that was me, lol. But guess the page needs updating. All right, yeah, you could yeah, I appreciate that, Mark. Thank you very much. Take it easy, buddy. I appreciate you. What will the next Springer you get? I'd like a 98, but I'm probably not going to get another Virat purely because of I'd like to try something else. So when it comes to another Springer, I was looking at. I'd like to get, like Crazy Cressy was saying. I've got a Anschutz that I want to do some work on. It's a 9 foot-pound rifle for shooting bits and pieces, a little plinker. It's a wonderful, wonderful rifle. So I'm going to do some work on that one. So that's the next one that's going to be on the channel. Well, not the next one, but that will be on the channel soon. But that one's going to a new home. I've already got an idea for where I want that one to go. But that's going to be another one. But I would like to look at some of the sort of more classic, less modern Springers that are still, like Crazy Cressy was saying, that are still hitting the mark and doing the job. I'd love to. I'd love to see what's going on and how we can get compare them to sort of more modern rifles. When I did the 95 versus the 95 from the late 80s, early 90s to the 95 from 2014, I think it was, I loved doing that video, to shoot them both alongside each other, to know that one's still from the old days, well, from years ago, still doing what it can do. It was phenomenal. So and the new one being just as good. But so yeah, I'd like to look at some of the older ones. Zulus 2 is 1080p. Upcoming Zulus 4K. Yeah, I don't doubt that. So so the one that I've bought, they'll be updating soon anyway. But I've got no regrets. It is a really good bit of kit. I'm really happy with it, and especially with what had gone on with the thermal. I wasn't very nice about that, but I didn't like it. And I had to be honest. And they were really gracious. D&T were really, really good because I had committed to buying it. I signed a contract and everything. I said that I would buy it, and that was the rules and regulations. When they knew that I didn't like it, they said you don't have to buy it if you don't want to, which was a big deal for me. So when they said did I want to try the Zulus, I thought, you know what, I will, and it's awesome. It is a really good bit of kit, but yeah. Why have I just jumped like 85 things? What Mark said, Pop has a thumbs up. Thanks, Jet. So everyone's day been. Pete's good, but not Peter. Pete, yeah, all right. Cheers, Pete. Not Peter. That's like I don't know if you've heard the day theory. We got this. There's a day theory. It was going around in Taunton when I was growing up. That you never want to meet a David. You'll always love a Dave. If anybody says his name's David, then they probably don't really like the guy. But if they go, this is my mate Dave such and such. I don't know how true that is because I've met some half decent Davids as well. But it's the Dave theory. Yeah. This is Peter versus this is Pete. Cheers, Pete. If you're having issues with the Superstar trigger, send it to me some pictures of it. It's not issues with the trigger. It just I would like to have I'd like to have fixed the whole thing up. So I wanted to take it apart and blew it. But just looking over the bloody thing, I can't see how I'm just thinking about just cleaning it up and just being done with it. Just clean it up and leave it as it is because it's so technical. It's just such a technical thing. I didn't want to. It looks too much for me. It looks way out of my comfort zone. Same as you, pal. Crap. Thanks for asking. Exception of things have already done it. All Slade same as always then, bud. Try gas rams. That's something that a really nice bloke stopped me at a car boot sale the other day, and he said, "You're the guy that makes YouTube videos about air guns." I said, "Yeah," and he said, "You haven't done any gas rams." And I was like, "Yeah, you know, you're bloody right. I haven't done any gas rams." All right then, chat. What gas rams would you suggest if that was to be my next sort of spring? Is it a gas ram still spring powered? Yeah, but if that was to be my next step, what would you recommend? And nothing like I bear in mind I'd have to sell stuff to get it. So go easy on me. Shoots better when you take your time between shots. I completely agree. I can't decide between a 97 and a T. Mate, I can't even help you decide that, Michael, I'm afraid. That's nothing I can help you decide. Simply because I've struggled to decide. My TX200 and my HW97 are bloody brilliant. Both of them are bloody brilliant. I shoot my 97 in tomorrow's video because I still wanted to. I wanted to go out and shoot anyway. And Darren from D Range very graciously had me back, and I just was having a shoot with it anyway. But thought that I would incorporate that in tomorrow's video because tomorrow's video was about bench rest, and not a lot of people on my subscriber list are bench rest people. I thought it'd be interesting for you all, so I thought it'd be worth making a video. But I just thought I'd chuck some because I was shooting it anyway, so I thought I'd make a little tie the two things together. Can you get the Crossman silhouette? I don't know. That might be a question for Shay. Crossman silhouette, because I know he's got an awesome little Crossman. Loan your mind to test, see how you got on the range. Honestly, focused forward, I would love to. At the moment, I would probably borrow it and it would sit there for ages before I got a chance to. I've got so much to do at the moment. But like I said, if you stick around, like everybody, very cliche thing to say, but stick around. Stick around. Next year, I've got some plans for the channel. Going to do a few different things, and it is going to involve subscribers. So it would definitely be worth. I'll definitely bear that in mind, mate. I appreciate that. I think the short name is the same for most names. I'm a Stew unless I'm in trouble. See, I'm Adz. I'm Adz. Not a lot of people call me Adam, and it's sort of. I don't mind it, but Oh, just trying to figure out volumes here. Right. Good evening, mate. I picked up a. Oh, hang on. You could try to get the 52. Try it against the new one they just released. Is that the one with the that absorbs the shock when you shoot? I think it was a model. I can't remember what it's called, but when you fire it, it's got a sled on the top. Is that the one you're talking about? Good evening, mate. I picked up a bargain Sight Mark race. Digital day night scopes, absolutely brilliant. A little heavy, brand new. Oh, ideal. Fair play. Can't beat a good bargain scope. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 optics at the minute. So I'm going to be thinning that down a little bit to try to get some other bits and pieces. I didn't buy them all. Some of them were given to me, but I've only got them all because I want to see which ones I want to keep and which ones. I'm trying to get my head round scopes a little bit. Trying to figure out what's what with them. So, yeah. But that Wraith, I have heard about those actually. I put a 177 gas from and a 2287. Oh, ideal, Joe. Nice. Thanks, Yeti. I'm glad you said that because I've been really nervous about the video, to be fair. But this channel, Adz Hunt's channel, fair enough, it was started off, it was supposed to just lead to hunting, and it is going to do that, but it has sort of taken on a role of, sort of a world of its own, and part of that is every aspect of sub 12 air gunning. I'm a big fan of it. All of it intrigues me. On my mind, it all sort of keeps things firing in my head, and bench rest was something that I'd never really knew too much about, and there is some sort of like infighting between fraternities. It's all very good humoured and stuff like that. I get that, but with bench rest, a lot of people have told me certain things about it, and it wasn't really like that. It was a completely different thing. So I don't think it would be something for me. I got to be honest, Yeti. I don't think it's. I don't think it would be something that I could. I mean, I would love to do it. I'd love to get on board with it, and I think I'd love to try it. And I've got some of their targets, some of their practice targets actually. So keep an eye out for that because I will be having a go. But I don't think I don't think I like to be able to sort of move around a little bit, and but it looked intense. It did look intense. Cheers, Phil. What did you have? Do you know what? Time goes really, really quickly. It's unbelievable how fast the time goes. Dying of 54 as recoil absorb. That's the one. That's the dying. Yeah, the recoil absorbing system. John from Hawkseye TV did another one. They've got one at Celtic Guns at the moment in red. It's a beautiful, beautiful looking stock. But I don't think that big chunkiness is a bit much for me. I've got a few brilliant scopes. Some are okay. Yeah. Cheers, Luke. I'm still figuring out what I do. Love my hawks. I don't think I've got a bad. I've got one that isn't too good, an older 3 to 9, but Luke, you're going to say 30 years old. So I'm 30 years old. I've got a Leupold up there that is a really nice rifle scope. It's a Leupold. It's an older one, beautiful to look through, but it's got a couple of dings on the glass on the back, so you can't see it through the scope. But it was one that I was going to sell, but nobody will buy it now because it's got some dings on the back. There's a list of things that you can and can't shoot, and they change quite often, to be honest, Phil. You could shoot things like rats, pest control animals, so you can shoot things like rats. You can shoot rabbits with you have to have the landowner's permission to do all of it. So things like rabbits, rats, pigeons, if they're a threat to food sources and things like that. And it's without a license, there's not really much you can legally shoot. I only really shoot squirrels, rats, and rabbits. Airgun addict. There you go. Feral pigeons, if crop protection, grey squirrel, rats, and rabbits. There you go. I like bench press. Just need to practice. It looked incredible, and these people would, like I say, it's really hard to explain. For my brain couldn't comprehend shooting a 2mm hole over 25 meters with a sub 12 rifle in the wind. And they were. It was crazy, absolutely crazy. If anybody's sending me messages, by the way, I can't read them at the moment because my daughter's been messaging me about about something to do with her teeth. Yeah, so I haven't been. My screen's been locked up with that. Yes, anti-recoil built in. That's crazy. That is. I've seen it on a couple of rifles now. Sausages and salad. Dearmont, Jack Mint, etc., etc. Yeah, but you wouldn't be able to do. I think they were on about with. Oh yeah, you legally we are like game. You are legally allowed to shoot deer. You're allowed to shoot foxes if they're a pest as well. There's loads of stuff that you can actually shoot, and ducks, Canada geese, things like that. But you have to have a license for a lot of them because we're in the UK. We're only allowed without a license. We're allowed to shoot up to 12 foot-pound, the sub 12 air rifles. So anything over that, you have to have a license for. So really, for people like us, you'd only be able to shoot sort of the smaller game, like the rabbits, the pheasants, the squirrels, and things like that. I get what you're saying. Yeah, I'm with you now. No ducks or geese. Yeah, you are allowed to shoot. I think with landowners' permission, you're allowed to shoot the ducks and the geese. But I think the struggle there is with the sub 12 air rifles again, especially with the geese. You wouldn't. I don't think you'd be able to shoot big old geese with them. Where are you, Phil? Over here, nothing. Where are you? Wildfowl 2, yeah. It's a decent scope. The glass is damaged. Shoot a company email. They sometimes have a lifetime guarantee. Might be able to repair it for you. That'd be worth it because it's Leupold, and apparently it's a really nice scope. I can't show you because obviously they'll shut me down. But even with a license, we can't shoot a single living thing. Oh right, where are you, Phil? Oh, Portugal. You said, yeah. I remember now. I didn't know that. Yeah, I remember you saying you were in Portugal. Sorry, I forgot what half the chat is now. So yeah, tomorrow's video. Be kind. It's a little bit outside of my comfort zone, but I did my very best. I've actually tried to. I've done my best. Still learning, aren't I? My FAC. I'd like to. It's a lot of hoops to jump through at the moment, and you have a 17 foot-pound limit, and you're not allowed to shoot anything. That is a crying shame. That is a crying shame. Sorry, I digress. Are you looking to get your FAC? It's something I'd really like to do, but it's at the moment absolutely not on the cards, purely because of the hoops you got to jump through and all the bits you got to do. The FAC is a really difficult thing to get at the moment. It's so I'd like to, but it's just too difficult. I feel your pain, Phil. 17 foot-pound limit. You can't shoot anything. Yeah. I feel bad for you. so easy. I've got the permissions on the land and everything. It's the storage that I'd have an issue with. That would be the biggest problem that I'd have. And my criminal record. I'm joking. I haven't got a criminal record. Only joking. Thanks, Focus Ford. I'm genuinely nervous about it. Or I was genuinely nervous about it. Not because of the content of it, but I did really feel sort of like I wanted to show these guys in a good light, because they were such nice people, and some of the things that they're doing is phenomenal. Bench Rest UK donated a whole row of bench rest shooting benches that they had made. They were a good few £100 a piece, and they donated them all to the range for hosting it. And they also do a lot of things for like disabled shooters and things like that. And one of the things I mentioned in the video, it absolutely blew my mind, was, and I'm not sure what it's like in other genre, in other legs of the sub 12 airgunning world, but there is no categories in their shooting. So you could be an 11-year-old boy versus, and on one thing you could have 45-year-old woman on the next one, you can have a disabled guy on the next one, like you could have everybody, just a mix of people. And I thought that was phenomenal. I thought that was a beautiful thing. So everybody just shoots alongside each other, and they all got on so well, and they're all there to help each other out. And there was a guy called Matt Gleaves from Airability, and he's like right up there with the bench rest shooting. Like he's smashing it to pieces. He's doing really well, and like he's right up there. And he was saying, you know, the accessibility of the sport, and I thought it was great. So I didn't want to make a bad video, and I wanted to put bench rest across in, because it's not anything that I think I'd be interested in. I didn't want to just be dismissive of it, if that makes sense. Because now, having seen it, I've got a bit more respect for it than I did have before. What was a video the other day where a guy did some test shots and some geese, headshots, sub 12. If you can get them straight in the head, I think it would take a goose out. Yeah, definitely. Absolutely, Paul. I'm 100% keen on any discipline. It's not just the discipline either, it's the kit that they use and the way that they execute it. And like I said earlier, there was a guy with a Red Wolf that was firing at a 25 metre target in the wind, at 25 metre target, and then they had right the way down the back, because they did rim fire as well. They had some sacrificial wood down the back to save a bit of their wooden beams down the very back of the range. And these pellets were hitting the 100 metre. Bear in mind, OSB is what? This high off the floor. It's so, and they're shooting the target, and the drop on those pellets. I mean, I don't know what they do to these barrels. I don't know how they've tuned them. I don't know how they get it going, but it just fascinated me. I thought, that's 100 metres with barely any drop. That's really cool. But yeah, super keen to see all of your opinions on it, because yeah, it's very different. Getting commissions for pest control. I'm again very lucky. I'm very lucky with the pest control scenario, because one of my dearest friends, Matt, he's got a pest control company. So I've been very lucky. Like yesterday's, he literally just said, "I got you a place to shoot. Do you want to go and shoot that?" And it was the best shoot, and it was literally the reason that I've got air rifles. I always thought these bench rest guys talking on the schools out shooting, locking in the rifles. I tried it and quite. Yeah, I appreciate you saying that, Gary, because that was what I'd heard, is that everything was locked in. But you actually, on the rim fire, there was one guy, I didn't film him because I was only just got there, but he was shooting, and then he would move his rifle backwards and forwards. He would just slide it backwards and forwards while he was moving about, just to keep himself a bit. But everything was so precise that he had it dialed on how it was held, but it was still free moving. He could lift it up and put it down. It did look like it was pretty difficult. The average Brit air gunner. Yeah, after seeing that yesterday, it blew my mind. 25 meters isn't huge, granted. It's a decent. I think it's a decent distance. I think 25 meters is probably where you should be trying to achieve good shooting. Past that it's eluding me sometimes, but 25 meters is awesome. But 25 meters, a 2mm dot in the wind, repeatedly. It was bloody good. Fair play to him. Right, I think I've caught up with everyone. So yeah, basically that was all I wanted to do. Was I'm going to show you that one more time. I'm going to show you this. Oh no, not that one. Oh, I don't know how anybody feels about pest control, which is why I haven't shown any too much of it. But I'll show you it again, but I'll try not to show too much of the actual. So this was. So that's the Zulus zoomed in. Right, so that was the start of my unedited, just a minute and a half. I shot 9, and that's what the whole night was like. It was such a good night. I had such a good night. Finding the permission to shoot is more about knowing the right people. I completely agree with that as well, because there are some people I won't say in my defence, because I have been sort of handed these things, so I do know how lucky I am. But there are some places that I shoot, that I'm allowed to shoot at, who have been approached by people in the past to let them shoot there, and they've said no. They've shown up with in their car with the music blaring, and they've just jumped out and go, "Mate, can I shoot my foot?" And they've gone, "No." You do have to sort of carry yourself with a little bit of, just be a little bit professional. Get yourself, if you want permissions to shoot, my best advice would be to get yourself some insurance, and it doesn't have to be expensive. I pay about £4.50 a month, I think it is, for a company called Ripe. And if you're interested, let me know, and I'll send you a link, because I think you get some discount with a link as well. But Ripe Insurance is what I use. Covers you for everything, and yeah. Maybe that Remington Thunderceptor would be a good find. Yeah, I am a lucky bugger, mate. Remington Thunderceptor be good at that. Stock basis flat. Yeah, I don't know if you saw that. Somebody didn't really like the stock, but
you have to ask my other half down the end not to make that funny face you done to it.
Yeah, just don't put a camera in my face.
Oh, no, it's just the gun. It's just the gun.
Stock there. Although people were saying, "Oh, that's really ugly" and everything, fully functional. Everything on that stock is 3D printed to be exactly as it needs to be. The right swell in the right place, the flat bottom on it, and all of that. As for pest control, it's exactly that. As long as it's ethical and done properly, I don't think others would be offended. Yeah, I mean, I shoot rats for... There's... How do I say this diplomatically? There's a lot of people, and why people shoot things, the motivation behind why people shoot things is their own. I think it's your own motivation why you do it. I think it's great fun. I genuinely do, and that people forget to mention that shooting rats is great fun. It's, of course, that guy needed those rats shooting. Of course, there's a reason for it, and it is pest control. But there's no reason why pest control has to be boring, and it was a lot of fun. I had a hell of a... I was only there for 3 hours, and I shot over 200 rats in 3 hours. It was just relentless shooting. I think it was about... I used 400 odd pellets. You know what I mean? Yeah, if people are fussy about pest control, yeah. But then, to be fair, if you've been watching Adz hunts for a while, there's been very little hunting, hasn't there? I mean, there was supposed to be. That was the whole. That was the whole thing. It was supposed to, and it is going that way. I'm learning it slowly, but there's so much more to shooting. It was supposed to just jump straight into getting good at shooting quarry, and that's what I was going to be doing, like just going out and. But there's so much more to it, and I'm so glad. It's such a huge world. Sub 12 air gunning is massive, and so I'm happy about that. You know, I'm buzzing with it. Oh, hunter instinct, yeah, exactly. There's no there's no shame in enjoying it. It's not a bloodlust, is it? Well, I don't know, because they need to go. So, and an amount of rats like that would take a ton of poison. It would just take so much poison. And do you really want that amount of poison? for the amount of poison you'd have to put down to kill that many rats, you would have to put a lot of poison down, and then there would be a lot of dead poisoned rats around the place, like a lot. So the best way to do it is to shoot them. So if you're going to do it, you best find someone who's going to enjoy themselves doing it. And why not? And I had such a good time. I was so happy yesterday, and that's the whole point of this live. So it brings us full circle. That's the whole point of this live. Was yeah. Cheers, Fat Weasel. Appreciate that. And Crazy Cressy, Pete, you're absolutely right. Florence was my second name. Yeah, I've had that before. Actually, yeah. Somebody else mentioned that. Ripe and short, £16 for the year. There you go. I've had to have the one with I had to add something to it which made it more expensive. But yeah, exactly. Just get yourself some insurance. And I'm not even sure it needs to be that you just need to prove that you're serious about it. Not just show up at somebody's farm and go, "Here, mate, can me and me mates come down here and shoot everything for you?" Because you might have the best intentions and you might not be. It might be sort of. I might be stereotyping a bit, but you do have to, if you want to be taken seriously, you have to approach it with a serious, and if you can prove that you've got insurance, if you prove that you're taking it seriously, we have no limit, but I still shoot 12 foot-pound. Fair play. And I've seen the shooting. Was you shooting the water droplets the other day? That was great. Great sport, mate. Not so much fun for not so much fun for the rats. It wasn't fun for them, but I mean, it had to be done. And like I was saying, it would be the problem with poison. Yeah, it's not as easy, as quick. I'm from the southwest of the UK. I've been always from the southwest. I've tried being in other places, but southern born, unfortunately. Well, not unfortunately. I love it down here. All over the southwest is where I am. Right down at the pointy bit of the UK. All over that bit. A 1,000 views to that botch video. Honestly, the range that you shoot on is phenomenal. I really like it. It's great. I'm going to have to go in a second because I've been on for nearly 2 hours. So, me as well, Mick. Mick, I massively appreciate you. And if I could show that scope, I would. But I can't thank you enough, mate. I was genuinely looking for one of those scopes. It was on my radar things to get, so I really do appreciate you, and it will be in a video at some point when I start talking about the scopes, but I've got to brush up on a bit of knowledge first. Live on Dartmoor. Yeah, love it up Dartmoor. I did a few videos with my van after I converted it, staying on Dartmoor. I loved it, absolutely loved it. Greek, yeah, it's nice down that way. From Portugal, fair play. Take care, mate. I appreciate it. Right, I'm gonna actually have to do one now, but I do appreciate everybody watching, and watch tomorrow's video and leave me some constructive criticism, because it's definitely not my normal type of video. It's definitely not. It's not going to be it's not how my videos are going. I've got some plans for my videos for next year and how I want it to look. But yeah, basically, I do apologise if it's not if it's not what you're expecting. But thank you very much, everyone. I nearly did this, but I can't because I've got a dodgy finger. But thank you very much for watching, everybody. I do appreciate it. Thank you for joining me on my live. And thanks for all the likes and thanks for all the conversation. Massive thank you to everyone for commenting. And we'll do it again at some point. I'm going to try and do it at least once a month because it's nice to catch up with everyone. But the purpose of this one was purely because yesterday was just one of those days. And I wanted to tell everyone. I haven't made the video yet, but I wanted to just get it out there. But thanks for all the positivity as well. Looking forward to the video. I appreciate that. Make sure, yeah, like and subscribe if you want, but you don't have to. Take it easy, everybody. Thanks for watching. Take care. See you in a bit. Now figure out how to switch this off. Cheers. Oh, that's not it.